better speak up because I've got two hearing aids. I didn't hear a word of what went on in there.
You're Leslie's father?
Pardon?
You're Leslie's
Yes.
father?
Yeah.
Paul, what is your hope?
Pardon?
What is your hope for your daughter?
Well, I've had hope for a long time because I really thought that they might follow the law, but evidently the law means nothing. So that's my feeling.
What do you think about what the judge said?
I didn't hear the judge. I didn't hear I didn't hear a word that went on in there.
Well, it seems that the judge was saying the board did not give the consideration they should have given to her progress, and also did not give her an understanding of what she must do in order to change.
Well, when she was tried in 1978, was her third trial. Second trial was a hung jury, 7-5. The third trial, the judge said she was rehabilitated, but she needed to have a little more punishment. This is in 1978. What is a little more punishment? She's gone in front of the Board of Prison Terms. I would just as well say, we can't give you a date, or why are we even having a hearing? Because the hearing was over before it started. And that's the way I look at the Board of Prison Terms. I look at the hearing that she's had. She should have been out a long time ago. She never should have been tried for first-degree murder. It was because they had a felony robbery thing, and where's the robbery? And that's how they got a first-degree murder conviction. They didn't have that in the second trial. They got a hung jury. She never should have. She never should have been convicted of first-degree murder.
From your talking to her, do you see a major change in who she is, so that you would feel she could come out and live a nonviolent or productive society life?
In 1978, she was out on bond. She went to trial on her own. They said, the DA said her attorney is the one that took her to trial. I think if you figured it all out and take a look at her attorney, you'll find out she brought her attorney to the trial.
What I was getting at is, what kind of changes have you seen in her to make her eligible for freedom?
I'm saying that in 1978, she should have been eligible for parole. She's been rehabilitated for years. She's not no more a danger to society than I am. I'm 83 years old, bypass, hearing aids, false teeth. I'm a real danger to society.
What do you think the reason is that she's not been granted parole?
Pardon?
What do you think the reason is that she's not been granted parole?
Politics. Politics, period. That's the whole deal, is politics. The publicity of the trial was unbelievable. There were two other women that were given the death penalty. At the same time, the girls were given the death penalty. Those women got out in 7 years. As soon as the death penalty was lifted, they were gone. Nobody heard about the trials because everybody was so busy with the Manson trial.
You blame Governor Davis?
Governor Davis made the statement, nobody getting out on his shift.
But it hasn't just been Governor Davis.
Who runs it? Who appoints the Board of Prison Terms?
But
is there a conflict of interest there?
Ultimately, it's Charles Manson in that name, isn't it?
Charles Manson. You know, the only two people in my mind that haven't changed since the trial are Charles Manson and Stephen Kay. It's been the same since day one. Charles Manson doesn't claim to have changed. Says he's a convict. I mean, I don't blame Charles Manson. Those kids were, it was a cult. They were brainwashed. Nobody wants to accept it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Paul.
Thank you.
Hey.
Hi. I'm going to make a brief statement because I don't think it's appropriate to comment while the judge still has the case under advisement. I don't want it to look like we're trying to influence him in any way. I was hopeful And Leslie was also hopeful because the judge seemed to have a grasp of the issues and seemed to have very carefully read the legal authorities. We are hopeful that he will issue. All we want from the court is an order to the board that they follow the law and that they do more than continue the pro forma hearings that they've been having over 13 parole hearings.
Did you get the sense from his comments that he was leaning toward your client because the board did not follow or give her guidelines of how she could improve?
Well, your interpretation of that is as good as mine, and it's very difficult to tell which way a judge is leaning from questions asked in the courtroom, and I'd rather not say what I think about how he's leaning. We are certainly hopeful, just because he did seem to be so, to have carefully considered the issues and read the authorities, and we believe that if the board follows the law, they will be compelled to find that she is not a current danger and is suitable for parole. Thank you.
Does his ruling to come in time for the parole hearing go next month?
What time?
You know, I don't know.
He referred to
I believe so. That's probably within 30 days, and that seemed to be what he was indicating, but I'm not sure.
That's the timeline, huh?
My name is Christy Webb.